right, Sam. So lots of questions as it comes to the lending side of things. But I feel one question that is very important to hit, and it's probably the first place to always start, are what are the main financial considerations that a buyer or anyone looking to borrow money should consider before getting a loan?
Yeah, and that's a great question. There's a few main things that every borrower should consider before even speaking to a loan officer. One of them is calculating how much you can comfortably afford for your monthly payment.
Okay.
Whenever you look at your finances and you're, looking at what your monthly obligations already are, kind of figuring out how much you think you can afford before you go talk to a loan officer will also help that loan officer figure out in your market how much home you can afford, which is always a great place to start. Another thing to be aware of is your credit and your credit history. So, we always say if you are considering getting a home loan, before you do that, don't open any new lines of credit. Don't go out and buy a car. No other loans or monthly obligations before you go into that home buying process.
And it's okay to already have them.
Absolutely.
Just don't do anything.
Just nothing new.
Okay.
And the reason why we say that is because, that could affect your debt to income ratio substantially and really, bring down the amount that we're actually able to get you qualified for. Another thing is just looking at how much you have saved up for down payment. And, depending on the program, that could be different. We have all the way on the spectrum from a VA loan where oftentimes you can put 0% down to FHA 3.5%, or a conventional loan, which could be 3, 5, sometimes 20%. So that amount of money that you have saved up for that dream home will really change kind of what loan program we're going to look at for you. Just depending on what you have saved. And then the last one is just job stability and that income stability. And the reason why we say that is just because, we don't want you to be worrying about your job in the middle of the loan process. Because in the event that you do lose your job, well, we're going to have to start over from ground zero, right? Go back to the drawing board on that loan.
So how many years should you be at a place that is a good amount?
So it's different for every program, and it's different for every job type as well. So depending on your pay structure, that can be a different answer. And that's something we can cover at length in a different video.
Okay.
But if you have more questions about that, for all of these things, it's best to get with a loan officer and talk to them about your specific situation, because every borrower is different and everybody has their own unique situation. And so, there could be different answers to each one of these points depending on the borrower's specific financial situation.
Sure. And I think most people are scared of that conversation right there because they're worried how lengthy it may be.
Yes.
So just about how long does it take to determine if someone is, pre-approved?
Well, a borrower can fill out a loan application online in 30 minutes or so. And that conversation with your loan officer, depending on you, could vary in length. It just depends on how complex your financial situation is. But that's something that's important to consider, is that you should never be intimidated to speak with a loan officer. A loan officer is there to help you. And some people think, well, if I go talk to this loan officer, they're going to judge me about my financial situation. Yeah. You have to remember, loan officers seen everything. They're not going to judge you about your financial situation. It's our job to help you and guide you through your financial situation to figure out how we can get you into the home you want.
Awesome.